What's up, YouTube? You already know who it is. Famous Ace in the place to be. And of course, we on the 2 Made for TV network. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the network just so you can get more content about boxing, entertainment, news that you can use, and more. Now, let's get into it. Today we're talking about the incredible boxing weekend we had. We had Wardley with his incredible knockout. We had the fight over in Australia with Zai Pataya. He got a win. We also had a fight over in Tokyo for a unification bout. But most importantly, we're here to talk about the Keyshawn Davis situation. I'm going to give my views and thoughts on it. It was a fiasco. If you weren't living under a rock and don't know, Keyshawn Davis had a bout with a fight scheduled with De Los Santos, the guy that had Shakur Stevenson running around in the ring like a goddamn Usain Bolt track superstar. And Keyshawn Davis decided to fight him, even though they was coming off of a 2-year layoff. De Los Santos had an injury that he had to sustain. He was coming back. This was his comeback fight for a title shot. It got canceled due to Keyshawn missing weight by 4.5 pounds, and they just couldn't come with an agreement. Apparently, Keyshawn probably didn't want to come off the money that they were asking for to continue the fight, or maybe, Toprank wasn't willing to pay it. Whatever the case may be, he didn't want to come off more money. They probably was going to take it off of his side for the money. So he decided not to. The fight got canceled. Now, what I want to say is, first off, for the weight, they definitely did that on purpose. Not only is Keyshawn already a big 135-pounder, I would like to say he's probably considered a weight bully. Even for him to get in this position that he's in, he fought a lot of smaller guys, of smaller opposition that was slower and not so skilled to get where he had to get this title. He fought Barachuk, who definitely was slow, wasn't as skilled as him, and very small. So here we are. He has the title now. They was grilling him about fighting Tito Mercado for unification. He declined, saying, "Oh well, I'm already paying one sectioning fee for a title. I don't want to pay two, so I'm not fighting that man. If I do fight him, he need to do something about that belt sectioning fee where we can fight for free for the belts, and then we can talk. Other than that, I don't want to pay any more fees for the belts, blah, blah, blah." Fight gets canceled with De Los Santos. Now he doesn't even have the belt. If the fight was to continue, it would have been only going to De Los Santos if he won. If Keyshawn won, the belt wasn't going to be replenished because of the weight. He missed weight, the championship weight. Now, I hate to, kick him while he's down, but at the end of the day, he's supposed to be a professional. I feel like he got big-headed, this is his second headlining show in his city. He's selling 10,000 tickets. He's big-headed. He's making a little money now. He got the title. He's getting the attention he wants. I think it kind of got to him. I feel like him and Bomac probably, and his team came up with that plan to come in overweight so he can have more of an advantage over De Los Santos, even though the advantage was him being off of that long layoff and having that injury. So not only did he, pick him and have an advantage with that, he goes to try to have a weight advantage, even more of a weight advantage over De Los Santos, who you can tell clearly he's smaller than Keyshawn. Again, fighting guys that are smaller than them to bully them. They want to be weight bullies. They bullying people. Also, fast forward to the press conference that went viral with him trying to bully Abdullah on stage while next to him, knowing that he was overweight. He knew that night that during the press conference he was overweight and he wasn't going to make the weight, and you could tell that he wasn't going to make the weight, and he knew it. So not only did he try to bully Abdullah Mason publicly, go viral for it, saying we can fight next because you've been calling me out, what you trying to do, woo, woo, woo. Knowing that he wasn't going to make the weight anyway. So if you were to fight Abdullah, it would be at 140, in which Abdullah, I believe, his last fight, he had problems with the weight. So Abdullah is a big kid too. But the point is, you tried to bully this kid but didn't have that same energy for other guys like Cruz, who's in multiple occasions have confronted you, called you his son. You didn't seen him face to face, and you did not have that energy with him at all. I can even say Frank Martin has confronted him before, and they had a little back and forth, but he did not have that energy with Frank Martin either. He was saying we can fight, but it wasn't the same energy, like on some bullying shit, like he did with Barachuk, like he did with De Los Santos. When De Los Santos grabbed the belt, he pushed him and shoved him, trying to bully him. He didn't do that with Barachuk. I think he grabbed he grabbed Barachuk's belt, and now he's having a problem with someone else grabbing his belt and trying to bully him. I think Keyshawn is a bully when he know he can be a bully. You know what I'm saying? So, that whole thing with Abdullah Mason, I love the, calling each other out thing, but I think he did it more so on some bullying tactics, trying to bully because he a young kid, he very soft-spoken, and, he was just trying to cause some issues. So, not only that, here we go, the De Los Santos weigh in, he's overweight, he's cocky about it. De Los Santos said that he was on the scale dancing, and that was kind of one of the reasons, or half of the reasons why they were not taking no bullshit as far as, no low ball offers. You obviously, it seemed like you did it on purpose because he was excited on the scales. He was dancing like he didn't care. And, rightfully so. I think Keyshawn got big-headed. He got big-headed. He think he's Ryan, I guess. He's thinking he's Tank Davis. He's thinking he's a big shot. And he think he's one of those guys where he can come in and say, well, I'm the A side, so I'm overweight, but oh well, take this little money and deal with it because you need this money. So that's why I feel like he planned this shit with Bo Mack and the team to come in overweight, thinking that the guy was going to just take the money or, just take it because he wanted to fight after being on his layoff, and it backfired on him. It backfired horribly. He got this little attitude about him being too cocky, and it backfired on him. Now you missing out on the bag, and the opportunity in which maybe you did it on purpose. You wanted to fight him or made it look like you wanted to fight him, but after getting close to it, you like, oh, you know what? I'm going to find a reason to back out the fight. Come in overweight. Don't give a fuck if he don't want to do it, then fuck it. Whatever the case may be, it didn't happen. And me, knowing Keyshawn and knowing that he has decent skills, I'm not going to say that he backed it out. He did it on purpose to back out the fight. I think he just missed weight on purpose because he felt like he was the A-side. He's big-headed now, and he felt like De Los Santos was just going to basically let him come in overweight because he needed the money after being laid off for a while with the injuries. And it backfired. So the fight gets canceled. Abdullah Mason has to come in and save the show. They make him the main event, and still allow his brothers to get his showcase them some money as well and showcase their skills. Fast forward to the fight night. His brother Calvin get his ass whooped by Albright, and who he fought as well and gave him one of his toughest fights. Albright had hurt Keyshawn a few times in that fight that they had, but he ended up pulling off the win and getting the win, in which it got turned to a no contest because Keyshawn Davis popped dirty for marijuana, apparently. So now the fight is a no contest fight for Keyshawn, but a loss for his brother, Calvin, who they said he came in there and whooped up on Calvin and hurt him a couple times as well. So his brothers take a loss. It looked like they accepted it in the ring. They was cool. It was, it seemed like it was cordial, and somehow behind the scenes, Toprank, for one, they dropped the ball on having these guys' locker rooms in the same facility, basically next door to each other. Why did they do that? I don't know. If these guys are fighting A side and B side, why do you have them, right next to each other for the main events? They should be on opposite sides of the goddamn arena. The B side should be on one side of the arena and the A side should be on the other side. I don't know why they have them all right next to each other for stuff like that to happen. Secondly, you know, apparently Albright was with his team celebrating in their locker room, and Keyshawn and his brothers come over there. They're thinking that they're coming to be friendly and, you know, basically say, hey, good job, good fight. Maybe talk about a rematch with Albright or Keyshawn and Albright or something like that. Turned out that they were aggressive and upset. Keyshawn tries to hem Albright up, headbutts him, and gets out of control. You see video footage of these guys scuffling in the hallways, and it was just a mess. I think that Keyshawn should pay a fine for coming in this man's locker room for it like that. You know, get a 6-month ban or something like that, or a 6-month ban, pay a hefty fine, and you know, because this is not acceptable. He need to go ahead and lose his contract with Turkey. He's supposed to be trying to get in good with Turkey to get some big fights. Maybe that's another reason he getting big-headed. He got in talks with Turkey, and this was around the time he was supposed to fight Del Santos. So that could be another reason why he came in overweight and didn't give a fuck. He expected Del Santos just to take it. If he didn't, the way he's looking at it, he's probably like, fuck it, I still got Turkey in my back end. I can get a big fight with him in a couple months or next month or something and get a big fight and get some big money. Fuck De Los Santos. I got bigger fish to fry anyway. You know, I just was trying to prove a point because of Shakur, you know, to make a statement. So that might be another reason why he's big-headed as well, because of the Turkey situation. He didn't talk to him about Tio. And Tio don't want to deal with him or fight him either for whatever reasons. He don't feel like it's worth it, and, you know, rightfully so. So these guys, you know, Keyshawn Davis is not only big-headed, now you're losing your opportunities. You got the Vargas brothers coming out saying that's why y'all don't get endorsements and y'all are clowns, you know. And a lot of people feel like people are being harsh, but in reality, at the end of the day, man, you guys are professional boxers. Y'all not even supposed to be fighting outside of the ring. So that is considered assault. So if Albright wanted to sue or file charges, he can. He can. This is not Devin Haney and Bill Haney's situation where they trying to file charges for battery while during the fight. That you can't do that. This is after the fight and you got assaulted. So it's totally different. But I definitely think he should get some kind of repercussions because it's uncalled for. You're being sore losers. You're also being big-headed and unprofessional. And, you know, your name is the businessman. And this right here, it wasn't good for business at all. What do you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. That's my take on it. I think that the guy, the young boy, just big-headed. You know, he going around being a bully to certain guys. He didn't have that same energy for Andy Cruz when he was in his face talking shit, or Frank Martin when Frank Martin confronted him. He wasn't aggressive and, you know, trying to prove a point on some bully shit, you know. So I think Keyshawn need to sit down and really look himself in the mirror and reflect and kind of humble himself a little bit. And this situation should humble him. I hope it does. And in order for them to humble him, he needs to pay. Hit him in his pockets and hit him in not being able to fight for a few months. And that's my take. Let me know what y'all think. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we'll see y'all next time.